Welcome to Launching Films, your sneak peek of the week's new movies opening across the UK. Which one will you visit your local cinema to see? In this episode, a comedic take on an operatic amateur, the tragic tale of a country music legend, a unique look at life and love in LA, and a full roundup of the week's other new releases. Florence Foster Jenkins was an extraordinary woman, an heiress with outsized dreams, but a talent that didn't quite match. Her remarkable true story comes to the big screen, directed by Stephen Frears, starring Meryl Streep as the eponymous heroine, and Hugh Grant as her loving husband. We caught up with them at the film's world premiere.
The angel of inspiration, Madam Florence Foster Jenkins! This film's about the worst singer in the world. It's a true story, a woman in the 40s in New York who she believed she was a marvellous opera singer. And she wasn't just bad, she was so hilariously bad that she became a sensation.
This is a story about dreamers, I guess, and despite all odds, Florence prevails and becomes one of the most well-known opera singers of all time.
She did what she did for the pure love of it, and that's sort of what's beautiful about her.
And it's phenomenal. I mean, it's a sad and happy and lovely story about this woman whose hope is to become something, and it's her belief in herself is so strong. I mean, it's a beautiful film.
It was the attempt, the sort of yearning for it to be good, that is the part that's so joyous for me and was fun to do.
Oh, it just made me laugh and it touched me. And you listen to the recordings of Florence, she's incredible.
Genuinely funny and well-written and touching. And, you know, had Meryl Streep. I couldn't have said no. I would have been no kind of man.
It's normally me laughing.
Oh, I never would laugh at Madam Streep.
That might have been me. I have a giggling problem on the set.
She laughed a lot, actually.
Want to try another take?
Well, I don't see why. That seemed perfect to me.
In I Saw the Lights, the much-in-demand Tom Hiddleston stars as Hank Williams during his rise to fame. Tom appreciates that UK audiences may not be familiar with the electrifying yet tragic story of this country music great.
Maybe they know the greatest hits. They know Lovesick Blues, they know Hey Good Look, and they know Your Cheating Heart and Cold Cold Heart. And I think perhaps they don't know the circumstances out of which those songs were born.
There's a lot of speculation about the hard lives that folk singers live.
What do you mean hard?
You go out on the road and you sleep with a different woman every night.
Business is tough on marriage.
Marriage is tough on marriage. He's this combination of joy and of sorrow. And anyone who doesn't know Hank Williams, I hope this is a great introduction to it. And they go out and buy some records afterwards.
Come to see me, baby, and bring along some dough, and we'll go honky-tonkin', honky-tonkin'.
He was the first rock star, you know. Who was a bigger rock star than Hank Williams?
You love me.
You love me?
Do you love me, honey?
Most of the time I do.
I'm assuming it was very difficult for her, and it's a relationship with two people who really loved each other, because you don't have that much beauty and poetry and lyrics without real love, and then without real pain from like a love lost.
You're barely even here. You're barely even a father now.
I think it's almost an all-American story. You know, it's somebody who has like an incredible amount of talent, but that's deeply flawed, you know, and you're rooting for them at the same time that you realize, you know, they've got so much that's working against them just on their own.
Maverick filmmaker Terrence Malick brings together a superb A-list cast, including Christian Bale, Cate Blanchett and Natalie Portman, for an impressionistic story of a Hollywood writer's search for himself and romance in contemporary LA. Immerse yourself in the experience of Knight of Cups.
I spent 30 years not living life.
Terrence Malick makes very personal films.
You're still the love of my life. Should I tell you that?
But with this, there was no script at all. He was creating possibilities for stories about this character. I can't remember a man I wanted to be.
You live in a little fantasy world, don't you?
It was interesting because it's improvisational for the actors and for the camera. It's a very different experience, and it requires you to let go so much.
For example, they're calling me now, and I don't know what I'm going to do.
It's just a very special experience, which is why there's no way you can turn it down.
If raucous comedy is your pleasure, watch Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne as they reunite with Zac Efron to try and remove another house full of badly behaved students, this time girls, in Bad Neighbors 2. The native animals on a remote desert island get an unexpected visitor in a family-friendly animated makeover of the timeless adventure Robinson Crusoe. Two old friends reunite when one is forced to accept his own mortality in award-winning Spanish comedy drama Truman. What would you do if the end of the world was less than a day away? Don't miss the fast-paced apocalyptic thriller, These Final Hours. A young boy wonders why the only residents of his seaside town are women and other boys in the chilling mystery, Evolution. And acclaimed director Miguel Gomez completes his trilogy taking an offbeat look at the human condition in Arabian Nights Volume 3, The Enchanted One. From awe-inspiring dramas to laugh-out-loud comedies and all points in between, there's something for everyone at your local cinema. For more on all the films in the show and to book your tickets, take a trip to our website. That's all from us.